Hello students of Standard 8. DAV Mall Public School welcomes you all in e-learning class. This is your social science teacher Nitin Pushpatode. Today's topic is impact of British rule on India. Under this topic we will study about the education under the British. So let's start our today's online session. Main objective of education under the British. Students, first of all, I am telling you about the British era. Listen, British Raj refers to the period of British on Indian subcontinent between 1858 to 1947. The system of governance was instituted in 1858 when the rule of the East India Company was transferred to the crown in the person of Queen Victoria. In another word, we can say that the British era is the most eventful era in the history of India. It brought changes in every aspect of the Indian society, like education, public institutions, reforms in caste system, and the condition of women. Most of the changes were brought about by the efforts of the English educated Indians. Students, what was the main objective of education under the British? Listen, the main objective of East India Company was to make profit and not to take over the responsibility of educating Indians. Another, don't give importance to Indian culture in their education. Next, the promote Christianity through the missionaries. So these were the objectives of education under the British. Students, some efforts were made in the field of education by the British. Charter Act of 1833 was the first significant step was taken by the British, under which the British sanctioned some of the 1 lakh rupees for the education in India. The Hindu and Elphinstone colleges were established in Calcutta and Bombay respectively by the British East India Company. These institutions produced English educated Indian elite class. Students, the British wanted psychologically slavery of the elite class of the Indian society. Okay, students, in the given picture you are seeing the Lord Macaulay. This is the picture of Lord Macaulay. Students, who was Lord Macaulay? Listen, he was a member of British Legislative Council. He spent 4 years in India where he devoted his efforts to reforming and newly establishing on Indian education system based upon the British model. Students, the British decided to take steps in the field of education in India, but a argument arose between the Orientalists and Anglicists regarding medium of education. That is the most important point, students, regarding medium of education. The Orientalists favor the traditional system with Sanskrit and Persian as the medium of instructions, while the Anglicists, that means the English, favored English as a medium of instruction. Lord Macaulay supported the Anglicist, that means Lord Macaulay favored the English medium, as the British wanted a class of Indian who would act as a link between the rulers and ruled and provide cheap manpower for the lower levels of administration. Again, Lord Macaulay also believed that teaching of Western education through English as a medium would civilize the people of India. This would change their taste, value, and culture and develop a taste and desire for the British documents and commodities. They could earn huge profit, which was the main objective of East India Company. Okay, students. So, in such a way that this was the strategy of Lord Macaulay. Next one, students, Wood's Dispatch of 1854. Students, listen. This was the written document for the proposed of promoting education in India. Students, what do you mean by the Wood's Dispatch of 1854? Listen. Wood's Dispatch was the written document for the purpose of promoting education in India. Wood's Dispatch of 1854 issued by the Charles Wood. Listen, students, who won? Charles Wood. Who was Charles Wood? Listen, Charles Wood was the president of the board control of English East India Company. Students, Charles Wood suggested that primary school must adopt vernacular languages, high schools must adopt Anglo vernacular languages, and college level English should be a medium of education. This is known as the Woods Dispatch. Students, this Woods Dispatch was introduced by the Charles Wood in 1854. When? In 1854. Students, what was the main objective of Woods Dispatch? Listen, the main objective of Woods Dispatch was to impart Western knowledge to the Indian people and also to develop their intellect and moral character. For the first time in India, the Woods Dispatch recommended the creation of a Department of Public Instructions in 5 provinces. So, students, these are the features of Woods Dispatch. It was the first comprehensive plan for the spread of education in India. Again, it was considered, students, listen, another most important point. Woods Dispatch was considered as a Magna Carta of English education in India. So, our next one, Varda Education Scheme. Varda Education Scheme. Listen, Varda Education Scheme was initiated by Mahatma Gandhi in 1937. When? In 1937. The Varda scheme of education, popularly known as basic education. What? Basic education is the another name of Varda education. Students, Mahatma Gandhi ji believed that English education created a sense of inferiority and developed master slave mentality among the Indians. So a national education system was proposed that would inculcate moral like truth, goodness, justice, a sense of self respect, and dignity among the Indian masses. Okay, students, again, the some features of Varda education system, this I am telling you. Listen, education through the vernacular languages, free and compulsory education for all, education for the whole country, self-supporting education, craft-centered education. These are the features of Varda education scheme. Students, in 1943, a national system of education was started. It proposed universal, compulsory, and free education for children between 6 to 14 years of ago for all-round development for the students. Most of the recommendations of this plan were implemented by the government of India after the independence. Students, next one, national system of education. Yes, I am telling you already. I have told you in 1943. Okay, it was started and proposal compulsory and the free education for the children between the 6 to 14 years. Most of the recommendation of this plan were implemented by the government of India. Okay. So next one, the positive impacts of British system of education. So listen, what were the positive impacts and what were the negative impacts of British system of education? Listen, first one, positive impact of British system of education. First, ideas of nationalism spread in all parts and all sections of the society. Again, educated women like Sarojini Naidu joined the national movements. It created awareness about the needs of social and religious reforms. It created awareness about the ideals of equality, liberty, fraternity, and democracy. Again, the English languages united the people of different regions. So students, these are the positive impact of British system of education. Then second, negative impact of British system. Listen, it created a divisions between the English educated Indians and the rest of Indians. Indigenous literature and through were the ignored also. Education became the priority of those who could afford it, and hence only the rich Indians benefited. British textbooks glorified the British administration and philosophy. These are the negative impact of education. Okay, students, in such a way that today we learn about the education and the British, about the Lord Macaulay, about the Woods Dispatch, about the Varda education system, national system of education, and positive and negative impacts of British system. Students, on the basis of today's content, some assignment question I am giving you. You have to write the answer of this question. Students, the remaining part of this lesson we will learn in the next online session. Okay, students, thank you very much and have a nice day.